So I'm using this Cisco reference here document, and this is a very good document in order to understand the complete firewall, Cisco Firepower terms and terminologies, the operating system compatibility, what platform is known as what it was used to be, what it is now, what do we call it now, what it can be integrated with, okay, what operating systems are compatible with each other and everything. Okay, so just go through this. So let's start. So in terms of terminology and branding, version 5.3, initially it was with SourceFire company, and we used to call it SourceFire 3D system. Okay, then when we acquired from version 3.1 onwards, we were referring to it as Fireside system. Okay, so your SourceFire 3D system, basically this includes, this is a combination of your defense center, which was a management appliance, and it includes series 2 and series 3 appliances. So Firepower series 2 and series 3 appliances. Your Firepower series 2 appliances were 2000 and 3000 series appliances. Okay, and your Firepower 3 series 3 series was your 7000 series and 8000 series appliances. All these devices together, which means your defense center along with your managed devices, the whole ecosystem was called as SourceFire 3D system. Where I already mentioned, we are not using the series 2 appliances, it's only series 3, which means 7000 and 8000 series appliances what we are dealing with right now. So the same thing when it came to Cisco, it was referred as Fireside system. It includes the same devices. Only device what is added here is the ASA-X series firewall with Firepower services. Even that became a part of the Fireside system. Then we released version 5.4. the naming was still the same, Fireside system, and now from 6.x onwards we are dealing with it as Firepower system. Okay, coming to the management terminology, the device which is used for managing this, the management console. Okay, initially it was referred as defense center, and this is the reason why even still when you go to the ASA console and you check, it still shows DC address. Your DC address is nothing but your FMC, which is right here, 100.84. this is your Firepower management center. Okay, so we are referring to this as still same. Okay, but that's not what we call it. So 5.3 it was referred as defense center, then we renamed it to Fireside, which is the underlying technology which is in FMC, right, for your automation and correlation. This is called as Fireside Defense Center. Then 5.4 we renamed it further and we called it Fireside Management Center, which becomes FMC. Okay, and now from 6.x we are calling it as Firepower Management Center. They are same. And one more thing what you need to know here is, if your FMC or if your management console is running, let's say version 5.4, then it can manage any device, any managed device. Okay, so managed device includes, just give me a minute. Manage. Okay, I think it's Yeah, it was up, I guess. Yeah, these. Okay, your managed devices. So your these managed devices depends, they will be running different softwares. Okay, now what matters is these are your managed devices. Here, what do you see? Okay, now what matters is your managed devices. If your FMC, if your management console is running version 5.4, it can manage a device running the same version, which means 5.4, and it can also manage a device running a previous version, one version lesser than this, which means if my FMC is running 5.4, I can manage any managed device running version 5.4 or 5.3. I cannot manage higher devices. I cannot manage a device running 6.x. Similarly, if your device is running 6.x, if your FMC is running 6.x, you can manage any managed device running 5.4 or 6.x. So you can always manage devices running same version or one version lesser than you.
Not for that.
No, not 5.3. Just please take care of those. Okay. So what you would need to do is, if you upgrade your FMC to 6.x and your devices are still running 5.3, then you will have to upgrade your devices either from 5.3 to 5.4 or 6.x, so that you can manage them through FMC. Okay. Now let's look at some of the terminologies in terms of your managed devices. Here, this is about your managed devices. So your next generation firewall, the X series firewalls, which was running ASA software and was running Firepower in SSD or as a software module. Okay, if you refresh them or if you install 6.x, the unified image, it will be called as Firepower Threat Defense. Okay, if you are running your ASA with normal ASA code like 9.6 as per the lab environment, right, and if you are running the Firepower code in the or ASA-SFR package or image in the software module, the SSD, it will be known as ASA Firepower module. So this name hasn't changed throughout, right from the beginning. Okay, so that's called as ASA Firepower or ASA with. Okay, next, this one, these two series or 7000 series or 8000 series devices, appliances, these are called what? These are called series 3 appliances in short. Okay, I told you about the legacy devices we stopped supporting, right? The series 2 appliances you can see here, series 2, and this series 2 includes, this series 2 used to include I don't know if it's still, I can still find it. Legacy one we don't support, but let me see if I can, should be there somewhere here. No, I don't think so. It's still there. They have removed, there's no mention of that in this document. Okay, but you guys can Google and check it. So there was series 2 appliances devices as well. Okay, so this is your series 3 and series 2 was also there. Okay, so coming back to the devices what we are discussing. Okay, then we have virtual next generation IPS. Okay, this is again given in required as per your lab environment, and we have it we have hosted it over here. Okay, so what we are running over here is the next generation IPS, virtual next generation IPS. Okay, and this is running version 6. It's running version 6.1. okay, and this portion I'll show you at some later point, but right for time being, admin I've already actually added this to, if you go to I've already registered the virtual next gen IPS, okay, and you can find it here.
So this itself, it goes to that sensor.
Yeah, so this is that sensor. This is the virtual next generation IPS. Okay, I'll not talk capabilities and all. We are running 6.1 here. Okay, one of the major capability what you lose when you're using the next generation IPS, which is virtual, okay, is the hardware related capabilities, the hardware bypass features and all. You lose those. Okay, in short, whenever you are using a virtual one, you lose whatever capabilities are hardware based, hardware dependent capabilities you lose. Okay, because those because it's a virtual one. Yeah, so this is about the legacy one. We are not discussing all this. Okay, then yeah, then about the device platforms by management methods and what version can be used. Okay, so if you are running 6.0 or later, and if you are running Firepower Threat Defense, the unified one, you need only one manager, that is your FMC, Firepower Management Center. Okay, if you are running something like this, you are running ASA Firepower module, wherein you are running two operating system in the ASA box. One is ASA and another one is Firepower. The Firepower code can be managed by FMC, though for managing your the ASA code you will need this, what do you say, CLI or ASDM. Okay, and finally the 6.1, which is the completely like your 6.0 only, Firepower Threat Defense. So Firepower Threat Defense, just remember FTD can be managed directly by, okay. So here are the given versions. You can see this column here, that the first row here shows you all different managers. One includes FMC, another is ASDM, and the third one is FDM. You would see FDM, the tick mark will be for ASAs only.
Knowledge, right? No questions will be there on this.
But you need to know what from what device you can manage.
Is there
what
any hidden questions like in this version?
Yeah, definitely you can expect on that area. Yeah. Okay. So this portion you find, FDM portion you find it for ASAs. Again you find it for ASAs. Okay. We have some new series which is not updated in this document, which includes the 2000 series appliances, which is recently released in the last month. Okay, those are again manageable using FDM, local manager. Okay, and they can be eventually managed by FMC as well. It depends. For one appliance, definitely you would prefer to go with FDM. If you have more devices, you would prefer to go with FMC. Okay, So just go through this document and hopefully it should answer all your questions on what platform is required for management of what device. Okay, so under what circumstances you will use FMC, where you will use ASDM. Okay, so you see ASA-Firepower, but .4 and later you can use what? ASA-Firepower only. Okay, so for ASA-Firepower you can use only if you are running, okay, yeah, if you are running 6 dot or higher than this, 6.0 or 6.1 or 6.2, again you can only use. So these terminologies you have already seen, just go through that. I am not going to spend time on this. That's it. So this is what we are supporting right now. Okay, some of the legacy devices we are not at all supporting. These appliances, let me see, where is it mentioned? I think it's down. Your devices which includes your 9300, the Firepower appliances 93 series and 4100 series, it contains these models, and you need to know they are running FXOS, which is different from your ASA-OS. Okay, so typically this is beyond the scope of your topics what I'm given in your CCL lab checklist. Okay, they are not going to anyway test on this. What else? Yeah, definitely this will really matter to you because they're going to use virtual appliance. Okay, and we are using the same one. So right now, because as per the lab checklist, the device checklist, they have given 6.1. so yeah, we are going to use 6.1. okay, for our lab. Next, so 6 dot above is supported on ESXi, and we are running it actually on ESXi. So we have the devices right here. So this is FTD 1. Okay, and we have one more FTD here. We have another FTD to be tested for transparent deployment. Okay. Yeah, now comes the question. So in some later videos, if you'll see, you will find that for this content, the installation what we have done here, you will see that we are using the ASA. I told you right in the beginning, right? Show version wasn't required this much. Okay, show version is one thing, dir flash these two things. You remember for this installation, one of the thing, it should be in ASA 961. We choose this because reason 1 is given in the lab checklist. Reason 2 is compatibility, and we choose the ASA-SFR boot image version 6.1, and for this we have already the same version, the package file available in our FTP folder. Right now, why so? Because so you are going with 6.1, right? So our Firepower system, the version was, or Firepower module version was 6.1, which is compatible with and we are using. Okay, so here is the reason why it was only 9.6.1 and why it was only 6.1.0.330 version. Okay, so it was version 6.1.0, build number 330. Why did we use that? Software version. Good. So if you realize everything is as per the document, right? It should be 9.6.1, one of the compatible ASA OS version. The Firepower version is 6.1. Okay. Few minutes back we saw the devices, managed devices versions and FMC version. Okay, and 6.1, what did I tell you? Any version, if your FMC version is 6, it can manage devices with version 6 and 5.4. Same version plus a version backward compatible with one version lower than that is manageable from your FMC. Okay, so that's how you go through. Please make use of this document. It's really helpful to give you complete idea of what platforms are there.
That's the reason ASA is not manageable here. We need to.
That's the reason why.
Is we can't.
No, we do have ASDM.
No,
we
we
do
can't manage ASA right, using version.
Okay, because no, that's because it's not FTD, right? So this portion I stop here. In the next one, what we do is we do FTD installation. Okay.